Waseo. That's really a Cherokee greeting here. My theme tonight is horse, the animal, the horse. In this particular piece right here, I'm going to talk about pony. Everybody knows pony, heard the word pony, usually a small horse. Surprisingly, this word comes from the Scots Gaelic. You can kind of hear it more with the pronunciation of pony, like that. And somehow that seems to have etched through from maybe the Romans and something like pullus for pole, like that. The horse that the Native Americans ride, but not in the movies, is known as the Indian pony. And we'll say how that came about in this way. Some time ago, Vivian and I were driving the truck trails over in the Takima Mountains, and a small herd of wild horses, of which there are many out there, came across our way. And there was a couple horses there that looked really different than the other horses and any other horses we always see. And Vivian got some good photographs, of these horses. They look very different. They're very small, short leg. I would call them boxing, very boxing. And I never see any illustrations. I've never seen any, even Indian painters painting Indian horses don't seem to figure this particular pony out. And so I did a little research on this, and so it was interesting because the horse looks rather primitive compared to the other horses we're used to seeing. And it turns out this was the horse that the conquistadors brought over. It's called an Andalusian from Andalusia, Spain. And somehow it has managed to survive. And it does look very much like the horse called the Indian pony has really been taken over and perhaps bred by Native Americans, especially in the Southwest. The only depiction I can say that I have of that is right here, for you out there. It's very small. This is a Navajo carving, depending how it's used. Either it's a medicine piece or it's going to be used, as like for curing. Curing who? Horses. So it's kind of a medicine charm for horses, either to protect them from disease or to help in somebody who knows how to cure them. So in this depiction, this is from Brown Treventine. The horse, it's very characteristic of the horse I'm talking about. It's very short and very, very boxy. And now I'm going to show this. This is a very old Navajo saddle blanket. This is from around 1880s. There are no weavings of Navajos earlier in this due to what the Americans did to those people. And this is very characteristic. It's a little bit narrower and a little bit shorter than our usual standard one for our horses these days. And you see it's in these stripes and so forth. The Navajo weavings that have been so popular and have big bucks on the market, those were introduced by traders. They used Persian rugs for the designs to inspire the weavers to create a market for Eastern America. But this would be your really typical Navajo weaving. Now they do still make horse blankets larger than this. And they also make another horse blanket with a double weave. We have two different designs on each side. And also the saddles for those days almost like a Yaqui violin. They look pretty homemade. They're made out of wood. And I can't imagine really sitting on one for very long. So I did do some cowboying when I was a teenager, and I do know what it's like to sit in a saddle for a long time. And anyway, this is a smaller blanket than it would use because the horse is smaller. The riders are probably smaller. The saddle is probably smaller. So, behold, this is kind of a rare piece here. And all that's just to get you used to the little piece that I'm going to do here. And this is called, the bells of Cherokee ponies. I thought they were wind chimes in the streets at night. With my young eyes, I looked to the east, and the distant ringing of ghost ponies rose from the ground. Ponies, ponies, ponies. The young horse becomes a funny sounding word. I look to the east, seeking Buddhas to justify those bells weeping in the darkness. The underground horses are rising. Cherokee, Delaware, Huron, we will return your land to you. The young horses will return your land to you to purify the land with their tears. The underground horses are rising to tell their mothers. In the streets at night, the bells of Cherokee ponies are weeping. Bueno.